quiet.
We are Very, and Very gave us the brief of devise a campaign or concept that decodes style events for every month throughout the year. So firstly, we looked into the background and design bible and found out here that Very is a multi-channel department store. It sells a broad spectrum of products from women's fashion to electrical goods by famous brands and its own brand itself. It's for women who are style confidence seekers. Very has a really strong personality and are anything but one-dimensional. So they describe themselves as fashion savvy, energetic, ambitious, cheeky, fun, and they have a bit of tongue-in-cheek. At the heart of their brand, they describe themselves as being able to reveal the style that works for you. Very uses celebrity ambassadors, and they are Fern Cotton and Holly Willoughby, television presenters that you probably recognise. They're used as like a shortcut for the women that shop at Very, and they give the impression of, if they're wearing it, it must be trendy. How do I get the look? Because they're quite relatable people. The target market is 25 to 40, and here's the personas that they aim to sell their products to. So we've got style onlookers, stylish new mums, and still got it's. A Very woman is one that needs help decoding style, as some trends can look a bit daunting and appear with no reason or rhyme and no guidance of how to put it all together. So that's where Very comes in handy, rolls up their sleeves and get stuck in. They explain the why, the what not, and hopefully point her in the right direction. So here's the creative challenge that they gave us. Very wanted us to figure out a perfect way of offering relevant style advice and tips for seasonal events in the year. Our idea would have to inform and surprise Very's customers with something amazing once a month, packed with tips, advice, and bags of personality. Our concept is designed to visually demonstrate and deliver this relevant advice with seasonal stories and the advice every month. So before we tell you what we came up with, here's the considerations we had to make. What are we really advertising? What are we promising? And what's the experience? We decided the answer to these questions were a lifestyle for the woman that's buying these products, confidence, Very will always be there with the right and most importantly the honest advice. We considered who would you actually listen to when you're going shopping. So would you listen to your friend who is always polite and tells you exactly what you want to hear? Would you listen to your boyfriend that tells you how you look lovely no matter what? Or would you listen to that fashionable friend that says, you look great, but maybe you should buy that dress in a different colour, it would suit you better. So through this, we thought it would be best to describe Very as your fashion friend. So we had to consider how this would fit into the calendar to meet the brief constraints. So we linked this with Very to dress for the occasion. Then we developed this further to be prepared for every occasion. When thinking this through, we realised that this would make a great storyboard for an advert, which Mandy's going to tell you about.
Right, so first there's a man looking at his watch. Then you zoom out and you see it's a bored boyfriend in a very dull-looking dressing rooms, and the girlfriend walks out of the dressing room looking pretty rank. She asks, "Is this too casual?" The boyfriend isn't really, not paying attention. He just said, "Yeah, that'll be fine for the wedding." The girl gets outraged. He's gotten the occasion wrong. It's for the office party. So then the guy gets an ear slap, and then you see it's Holly who just slapped him, and she's saying, "Oh, you're useless." Then Holly moves her hand and puts the dressing rooms in motion, and they turn from this really dull environment and this colors and lights and all the drapes in front of the dressing rooms have all these different patterns. And she says, "Looks like you could use some real advice." Holly asks, "What's the occasion?" The girl just says, "It's a party." Holly stops the motion to New Year's. This is a curtain that looks like New Year's and asks, "Is it New Year's?" Opens the curtains, reveals a selection. again selects another one, asks is it per birthday? Shows a selection, and the girl says it's a Christmas party. So Holly finds the right curtain, opens it, and this girl sees the selection and she's absolutely thrilled. Holly transforms the selection on her, and she's looking at herself with this new outfit, and she's just brilliant. And then you zoom out, and she's already in the party, and there's a boyfriend with 2 drinks, and he's walking towards her, passes her a drink, and says, "You look wonderful." And the girlfriend, she says, "Is that a Bruce?" And so you get to the message itself. For every occasion, berry.co.uk.
Yeah, so we feel that this design ensures that Very can give a Very woman confidence. Very will always be there with the right advice and honest advice, yet still in keeping with its sort of tongue-in-cheek, fun personality. This would be a running series, so for each season it has a theme already set up, and then it would be ran for the different moments in the calendar. We also have considered a mobile app and web design. So this would be an extension of the advert, using like the same sort of dressing room in motion style when you're flicking through the app. And so we've got a bit of a video. The app design would help improve their system with an interactive experience, making it just as much as about the advice that Very gives you, but also it's like a portable existence to this very fashion friend that you've got. It will always be there with you for every occasion. And there we go. Be prepared for every occasion. That's us. Thank you. If you have any questions, we're happy to
Just want
answer.
to relax for a couple of minutes while you all have a think about.
So your ad campaign seems to address sort of like a younger couple. How would you sort of aim the campaign at like the working mum, and how so make sure she doesn't feel sort of alienated, because it seems to or sort of target a younger person, and it doesn't really address like why you would need Very if you were a working mum.
Well, it would always be a different person coming out of the dressing room. It could be an older woman. We're also thinking about like maybe it wasn't always a boyfriend, it could be a friend.
Yeah, maybe we gave you that impression from saying boyfriend, which just automatically comes into the idea that it's a younger like audience, but not necessarily.
Okay.
Would it be?
Yeah, go on.
Would it be kind of a singular advert, or would it be kind of part of a series to kind of dependent on the audience that you're looking at, which one of your personas that you're aiming at? Would it be just kind of the one advert for all of them?
I think it would be a series of adverts for each season, and then in that way it could be altered for different personas. Yeah.
Plus it'll start to become like recognisable
Mhm.
as well. So.
Yeah. Like the themes all set up, it could be the exact same, but just different people in it.
Actually, something we forgot to mention in the presentation, we're talking about these the style she's wearing in the ad. They could sell them in packages, and they could, so you'd have like a set, so you have an outfit selected for you, and it would be cheaper than to buy all the bits separately. So these would be to advertise that specific outfit they've selected for the season.
So there's a question.
I was going to ask, the brief says surprising them with something every month. How would you plan to do that? Like, there obviously it's occasions throughout the year, but not one every month. Like, what would you?
Yeah, I guess to like with an event that you would find in the month, most months have this sort of event, or try and twist it round in one way or another. But I think it mainly keeps on saying seasonal events every month. So that's kind of what we've tried to do.
Do you think if it was one a month it'd be slight overkill? With the
That's
same
not our
sort of
problem.
thing?
I don't know.
That's what the brief asked.
Yeah.
Have you thought about how, if you've got that tagline, how that would transfer over to like printed media and fashion magazines?
Not really, but I mean, Barry doesn't really have that many prints as far as I'm concerned. It's all online or TV.
See the facility of like, you're talking about the facility like having it almost like it's like your fashion friend. Is that already on the website at all? Or is that kind of what you were asked to completely?
Yeah, that was our kind of campaign.
Campaign,
That
alright.
we went down the route to.
Because they have the celebrities, but they offer like very advice.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
advice.
See your adverts like based around like you're aiming it towards fashion, but what about the other aspects of very like homewares and electronics and that? How are you going to show that they can see that as well?
I think on the app, because like when you open the door, it doesn't always have to be like outfits. It could also be like home things or like Christmas with decorations or things like that.
Have we had a question from that team?
Well, it's aimed at women, and women's supposed to be the buyer. Would you consider how you would try and sell to like the males clients or anything like that, or is it the women that have to buy for them? Is that would you carry on that style?
Is that in their personas that they're the people that buy from them? They're all women, so that's why it's aimed at women.
Yeah. I don't know whether we'd be taking a lot on board to try and fit it into male as well. And it is a very women-orientated website.
Yeah.
Is that every team asked a question? Okay. Sarah, any questions? Oddly, I don't have any questions either.
It's very clear.
Yeah, it was very clear, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or?
I feel like I've covered everything, do you guys?
Excellent, well done, thank you.
Thank you.